Hello and welcome. Join me as we take a walk around Disney's Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida. Now, today's upload is all about Adventureland. So we're going to hunt down all the different bits and pieces that are within this section of the park. Now, we've just finished the upload from Main Street USA. That took us up to the actual castle. Now, this is going from the castle through. So we're going to follow it around like a map. Now, the nice thing about this layout is that it's super easy of the layout of the park, because you can just use the castle as your go-to point. And then if you wanted to, you can actually just cut directly across from land to land, as you've just seen there by that sign. It's really easy to pick up the signs for Adventureland. If we walked a little bit closer to the castle and turned left, that would then take you into a different section of the park. Now, in Adventureland, there's lots of different bits and pieces to come up. On the map, it's numbered 13 to 17 for the rides, and for the food, it's 18 to 22. Now, we are going to finish this video at the Pirates of the Caribbean shop, and we're going to take a good look around that, and then the actual ride itself will be uploaded separately, just because it's so dark and there's lots of different bits and pieces to do. But as we go around, as me using the map, I will do my very, very best to point out what is what within this section of the park. But like I said, already done Main Street USA. I will link that video to the end of this one, because it is the first section of the park, obviously Main Street, and then we go into Adventureland. Then we've got Frontierland to come, then we've got Liberty Square, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland, and each land gets bigger and bigger. Now, what is inside Adventureland? So we have got the Swiss Family Tree, we've got the Magic Carpets of Alanded, we've got Jungle Cruise, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tika Room, and then we've got the Pirates of the Caribbean ride itself there, all the different rides. Then with regard to dining, you can eyeball, we've got the Spring Roll Snack Cart, we've got the Sunshine Tree Terrace, the Jungle Navigation Co, and then we've got Aloha, and then we have a tavern as well. So you've got to hunt down what you can find on that, and then you've obviously got some other little bits and pieces like the ice creams and things that you can see everybody doing. But it is an extremely busy section of the park, just because I'm following everybody in from the actual parade. So obviously, if you can imagine, everybody waits by the castle for the parade to finish, and then they'll start walking back into each land and each section. And that's why there's so many people walking the same way. But it was a very, very busy day here at Disney. It was actually full. So when I spoke to a member of staff, you could not physically buy another ticket for this day. So it cannot get any worse than what you're seeing now. So if you don't like large groups of people, definitely don't come when it's full. But it was all right in certain parts of the day when people are chilling out and relaxing, but others, it was very, very busy. So what we're looking at currently now is number 13 on the map, which is the Swiss Family Treehouse. So that is where all the little bits and pieces can go, and it says you can explore the treehouse inspired by classic Disney film. So if you have done that, or you know somebody that has done that before, let me know what you think. So I thought it was just for younger family members, but it might have been perfectly for family. Don't forget, I am walking around here on my lonesome, so I'm not going to do all the rides by yourself, and nor can you do all the rides by yourself. But like I said, we'll get through the hustle and bustle. We'll have a look at some of the fascias and everything that's on the side of each building, and then we will have a very good look at all of the merchandise from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride and all of the other little bits and pieces like that. But you can see all the fascias, they are actual real things. So either some of them will be toilet blocks, some of them will be food, some of them will be restaurants, and so on and so forth. They're not just false fascias like they sometimes have at some of the other theme parks. So they're not just there for show, they actually do serve a purpose. Now, the theme park itself was extremely clean. There was loads and loads of cleaners around. You can see the amount of people, to how clean that floor is a credit to all of the staff and everybody that is working there. Now, I do believe to the left-hand side, we're about to walk past the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, and then we're in the sort of Aladdin's area, so you can see all of the little bits and pieces. If you're a fan of this film, again, let us know in the comments below, and obviously what version and variation of film do you like, because there's so many different ones of everything coming out of Disney. But I think the theming in this section of the park was okay, but it was nowhere near the best. There are some very, very good sections of this park to come. Now, I wish I managed to get to some of the other areas and other theme parks when here on my visit to Florida, but this was the only theme park I could actually get into on the time that I was here. And like I said, this one was full as well, so it was an extremely busy time, and you would not think that this is December. So it was actually filmed in a month of December, and it was this clear, and there was that many people here. But again, it is what it is, and you've got to expect it when you go to certain parks. It might be a lot quieter now, but it wasn't when I was just here, so as you can see. But again, I managed to get on all the bits and pieces I wanted to. It's a long day, so you've got to expect to get your legs sore. You've got to pace yourself if you're not used to walking long distances. And again, if you want to sort of plan the map out, you've got to be careful what way you're going, because you could quite easily go from one side of the park to the other. So, for example, you could have to walk from Tomorrowland all the way up to Frontierland, and that is the full width of the park. It's almost as long walking from side to side as it is as one big curve. So you will do some serious steps as you're here. So we are literally just looking at herds and herds of people. I'm not going to cut this out. I have actually cut other little bits and pieces out where it got really, really busy. But you can just see what it's like on certain days, and then all of a sudden the space comes up. But the park is very, very wide. But we are walking past all of the buildings because I don't do a full horseshoe loop on this. I literally just walk in a straight line to get to the next section of the park because it was just too busy for me to get into absolutely everything. But you have got a lot of photo opportunities. You can see there you've got all of the boats. That is obviously getting closer to the Pirates of the Caribbean, as you can fully well imagine. And then as we come down a little bit further, we are basically at the end of that land. So that land is all the way back up then on the other side if you wanted to do it, and that's your full circle, which then takes you back up to the castle. Or you can keep walking in a straight line because that's where we will start the next upload from, and then we walk underneath that sort of gap just there directly in front of us, and then that takes us into Frontierland where the massive log flume and everything is. We are now in the shop, and it's going to be a fast-paced walk around, so you're going to have to keep up and catch up because I do not stop when I walk around just because the day was so busy and there was so much to do, and you do lose a little bit of time in the queue lines. And I got for the park opening, but I didn't stay super late because I wanted to get back and actually film some bits and pieces at Universal at night. So it was either I stayed super late at Disney, or I did the Universal, and I decided to do the Universal instead. I do not regret my decision whatsoever because I did manage to do everything I wanted to at Disney, and it did give me that little bit longer at the Universal Park. But the cool thing about this shop is that obviously there is a nice big roof, and it is very well spread out, and it's also a toilet location because it is the walkthrough after you get off the ride as well. So it sort of serves a multi-purpose. So if you needed to get out of the heat, this will be a good place to go. And you can see it's not massively busy compared to all the bits and pieces that we had just seen, but there are lots and lots of toys and action figures with regards to Indiana Jones, and you've got all the Mickey characters and everything. So if you are a massive Pirates of the Caribbean fan, you've got all of the actual memorabilia and sort of prop reps if you wanted to, with regards to t-shirts, swords, all the pirate hats and everything like that. Or then you've got the sort of the big Disney twist on everything with regards to adding in the different characters and different theming. Now, talking of theming, this shop is very clever with regards to the different types of theming and the loot that is lying all over the place, because this is the kind of things like the barrels, for example, that you saw on the actual ride as well with Jack Sparrow and everybody else. You can see there's huge wardrobes. To the right hand side you've got all the t-shirts, all the hoodies and everything, and then to the left hand side you've got all the cups, you've got all the mugs. There is a lot to soak in and a lot to take in. Normally, I would have stopped and would have had a look at everything on the front of every single t-shirt, but I just did not have the time. But you can see that there are some really nice t-shirts dotted around. Did manage to have a look at a few of them, and we did stop for some of the toys as well. But it was just a very packed day. I would like to go back again, to be honest, and if I went back the following time, I think I would stay until the late at night and just have a full day there. Excuse the flaws, I'm not going to take that bit out because I wanted to show off the Indiana Jones stuff. So I don't know if these are park exclusives, but they do look pretty cool. So I know there's a couple of toy collectors that do look at these sorts of things. So if you needed them in your collection, well, let me know for next time I go. I'm thinking of going to another Disney park sooner rather than later. I'm sure that they will have those at the park. Now, talking of other bits and pieces, you have all of these as well. I think these are the Coco things, maybe. So you've got lots and lots of different pieces in this shop. But guys, like I said, it's a super short, sweet, can't speak any quicker if I tried loop, but that is it. I am done. We have completely run out of time. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Like I said, each section of the park is going to be done zone to zone, and then I will do a full park tour video as well to make it a little bit easier to catch up with. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.